Okay, thankfully it finally stopped raining because it was pretty gnarly. Yesterday, it was just non-stop, literally for the entire day. Not sure if that happens in other places of the country, but that is not normal for California. It usually just rains pretty heavy for a little bit, or it just drizzles. What's going on, guys? Sethward here, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm gonna be talking about all the options I spec'd out my Mustang with. So let's go ahead and show you this beautiful car. His name is Loki, if you guys did not know that. There's someone chilling in her car right here, so it's gonna be awkward if she opens the door, which she might. But so I'm gonna get in here, and it's gonna be dark, but bear with me.
I miss you, babe. Forgive everything that we said when we were drunk. It doesn't matter 'cause it all came from can't be true. Been missing everything that we had.
So guys, welcome to 2023. I realized I did not give you an official introduction to the new year when I made those videos of me taking my road trip out to Phoenix. That being said, we are back on a roll. We are ready to become a savage this year, and I've got so many goals, so many big things I want to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get this video rolling. So what all did I get on my Mustang GT? Let me start with the obvious thing. New for the 2022 model year, we have the Eruption Green Metallic. I think it's the most beautiful color I've ever seen on a Mustang. Green also happens to be my favorite color, so it is just a done deal. As soon as I saw this on the website, I had 0 second thoughts. Paired with that, I have something that has always been on my list when I would go on the website to customize Mustangs, is the black accent package. I don't think you can get a Mustang without the black accent package, unless of course you want the performance pack, but I still think the black accent package is a better deal than the performance pack in my opinion, just for the way that I intend to use this car. The third thing I want to point out, something that I absolutely love, is I ordered the active valve performance exhaust. Now what does that do? That means I have 4 different exhaust modes. I have quiet, normal, sport, and track, where it gets louder and quieter, opening and closing a valve in one exhaust pipe on each side. Next up, this is obviously an automatic. You guys have seen me remote start it several times. I am a huge fan of technology and new features and things like that, so remote start to me was huge. Not only that, I've never driven a manual. Don't shame me, because I definitely want to learn, and I do think this Mustang GT would be so much fun in a manual. But for the sake of owning this car for 20 plus years, however long the thing runs, I think for longevity purposes, an automatic is going to require less maintenance. It's easier to drive. I have remote start, which I gotta tell you guys, I literally use every single time that I drive this car. There is not a day where I do not remote start it first, because the cold start on the outside sounds so good. Another thing that I opted for was the Safe and Smart package. Okay, so this package used to be $1,000 for the 2021 model year, but in 2022, Ford announced that they were going to be adding their Copilot 360 to all of their vehicles. That includes the blind spot monitoring system, as well as reverse sensing system and lane keeping assist. So what's in this Smart and Safe package? Now, for the 2022 model year, that is going to include the voice-activated touchscreen navigation system, which I'll get into in a little bit later, as well as adaptive cruise control, which after using that for the first time, my goodness guys, I don't know how I have gone this long without having a car that has had adaptive cruise control, because it is a game changer. All you do, just like normal cruise control, you set your speed you want the vehicle to maintain, and then you set a specific following distance. You have 4 different bars of options to select for a following distance, and the car behaves a little bit differently in each one. So if you are on 1, it's going to be in a sport driving dynamic. Bar number 2, you get a normal driving dynamic, and 3 and 4 is a comfort driving dynamic, so it's not as aggressive on the speeding up and speeding down. Now, as far as the navigation system goes, I have talked about this in multiple videos, but what I really love about this navigation system is that it's actually not bad. It is the only map I have seen that actually tells you what city you're in currently, which is just nice for road trips. And the time and the routes do not seem to be really inaccurate. I feel like it gives a pretty good ETA no matter where you're going. And it also does factor in traffic, because it does show that up on the map as well. Now, another something that I don't think I've seen a lot of people do, and I don't know if a lot of people even know about it, but instead of the carpet, I went ahead and got rubber floor mats, and they're actually so nice, because I feel like, again, for longevity purposes, carpet gets dirty, it gets stains, your feet are on it all the time, and over a long period of time, there is a chance you could even rip a hole in the carpet. That is not something I wanted. The rubber just is gonna last way longer. On top of that, it has the Mustang logo on it, which is awesome because I think the carpet is just plain black and you don't see anything. As far as the rest of the interior goes, obviously this is the GT Premium, so we do have those heated and cooled leather seats. The reason I did not want to go with the 401A package is because I was not a huge fan of the big digital dash. Like I said, I am a big fan of technology. However, this was one exception because I didn't want that big screen. I like the classic gauges. And the cool thing about this is I can customize the color of the gauges. You can do that on the digital gauge cluster, but honestly, it's just not as cool. I like these traditional gauges. I like the way they light up and I like the way they look. I honestly think that is about it for the features that I have on this car. Let's go ahead and get into some of the mods that I have done already and some of the mods that I am definitely going to be getting done in the future because I'm very excited about them. The first and foremost thing that was on my mind, I did this after 1 week of owning the car, is I took it to Ceramic Pro Carlsbad for ceramic coating on the full body and PPF on the full front end, including the A-pillars. Basically, if you guys don't know, PPF is paint protection film, which is basically a clear vinyl wrap that goes on top of the paint, protects against rock chips especially, and is self-healing. So if it gets hit by anything, it will eventually expand back out, leaving no dents, no scratches, nothing like that. For years down the road, it's not going to be peppered in rock chips. How much did this cost really quickly? $2,000 for the paint protection film and $2,000 for the ceramic coating. So it was not cheap by no means. Also at Ceramic Pro, I also went ahead and got 20% window tinting on the rear and side windows. I didn't want to go too crazy, too dark. I wanted to still be able to see at night, and 20% does look good on the outside, and I can still see perfectly fine at night, so I have no complaints about that. I've also dropped in LED side markers, super easy install and they look really cool. And I also put in taillight sequencers, also an easy install, but I think something that should be included on every Mustang. I don't know why Ford doesn't install that by default because it just gives the lights a whole different personality. Some mods that I do have in mind, I am thinking about a cold air intake. Let me just throw that out there. That's the only performance thing I might or might not do. However, they are illegal in California, so I will continue to think about that. Some other cool things I want to do is I want to do green seatbelts from Safety Restore. It's a website. You take the whole seatbelt assembly out, send them in, and they'll send them back with a different color webbing. I think green seatbelts would be a nice little accent color on the inside. Most of my mods and things are going to be cosmetic. They're nothing major. I think towards the end of the line, we might go 25mm spacers coupled with lowering springs. I don't want to go a full change in suspension because that's a lot more money. Coilovers, I don't really need that. I do plan on installing the Performance Pack spoiler on the rear because I love that Mustang spoiler. I've looked at a bunch of other ones and I did fall in love with the Roush spoiler for a little bit. However, you would have to drill holes in the side of the trunk lid and I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I think something where I could still do myself is just take off my factory spoiler, use those same holes, throw something in there, and I think the Performance Pack rear wing is just going to be exactly what I want, and we're going to do that in black as well. That'll give me something cool to look at. When I'm looking in my mirror, I can see that wing standing up. Another thing I'm going to throw on, because I think it'll be really cool, is the MP Concepts reverse tail light. Doubles as a third brake light, and it also is it's a cooler brake light because it's LED and all that, so it looks way better. Another thing I'm going to go with is painted brake calipers. I heard of this company, it's called Resurrection Calipers. I think they are based somewhere here in LA. I'm going to go check them out, and I think painted brake calipers would be pretty sweet, although I'm not sure what would go good with this color car. I asked my buddy if he thought it would be cool to do a paint match. So I was thinking about a body color paint match, green brakes. I don't know if that will look like. If you guys have any ideas for a color of painted brake calipers, let me know. But honestly, that's about it I have for the mods on my mind right now. I'm not going to do anything crazy to the car. How has the driving experience been the last 2,200 miles? Honestly, I have loved every minute of it. Testing out all the features, hearing that roar of the Coyote engine, there is just nothing that I have not liked about this car. I do get in sometimes a weird mental state. I will point this out here. This happened when I was driving my Infiniti G35 as well. There was a few months where every single time I sat in the car, I was stuck in a mental state where I thought the seat was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, that happened to me in this car for a couple of weeks, but again, I was at a pretty low point in my life. So I am fine with that now. These seats are still comfy like they always have been. That was just an area I was stuck in my head. With that being said, that is going to end off today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want me to do another video sort of like this, talking about what I paid for this car, what my payment looks like, and insurance-wise and all of that, I would be more than happy to go over all of that with you guys as well. So do stay tuned, leave comments on what sort of videos you guys want to see, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Survive.